Okay, so let's jump right into this. Let's talk about this Marc Colombo situation with Joe Judge. So there's really kind of two different reports here. You got Art Stapleton, a guy like Art Stapleton, beat reporter for the Giants. He's saying that Joe Judge has been more involved with the Giants' offensive line over the past few weeks, and the Giants' offensive line has performed better. He wanted to bring in Dave DiGuglielmo to be a consultant for the offensive line with Marc Colombo. Marc Colombo didn't like that. It led to a fight, okay, an argument, and then Joe Judge fired him. Okay, so let's judge that story. Let's judge that source. Because the only people that truly know are the coaches and the players, right? Because they're there. These are just reports. So let's start with Art Stapleton's story. Let's break it down. Joe Judge has every right to bring in whoever he wants. Hire or fire. And I think you got to respect it, right? You got to respect he's willing to go out and make the best move for the football team. And if that's bringing in a guy like DiGuglielmo to be a consultant or to eventually be the offensive line coach because he thinks he's going to add something to their meeting room, to their coaching staff that's going to help the New York Giants get better, you got to respect that, right? And I think that's what a coach should do. It shouldn't just be about relationships. Oh, I like this coach, and even though he's not doing a great job, I like him, and I have a relationship with him. So, he'll continue to have his position. There'll be no pressure on him, and whatever. We'll just let him do his job, even though he's not doing it very well. Now, I'm not saying that Marc Colombo is a bad coach, because the Giants have a young offensive line, and I think we understood that there was going to be, there's going to be players who needed to learn, right? Needed to, get used to the NFL, and there were going to be bumps in the road. So I'm not saying it in that sense. But what I'm saying is Joe Judge feels as though he can bring in a coach like DiGuglielmo to really enhance their meeting room and their coaching staff. Fair enough. Now you have another report. And it's somewhat similar, but also adds a different component in terms of the drama. All right, so Mike Silver, NFL reporter. And basically he's adding to this that there was a situation where Joe Judge had criticized Andrew Thomas in a meeting, right? They were watching film, and then Marc Colombo fought back and cursed out Joe Judge. And then he also adds in this report that's a thread on Twitter that people are already starting to get tired of Joe Judge and his hoitiness. That was a word that was used in the thread. Okay, so again, the only people who know are the people who play for the New York Giants and coach for the New York Giants that saw this situation play out. Okay, so let me just say this about the Mike Silver report. Don't you notice something? The Giants are playing better. The Giants are starting to become relevant again in the NFL. I know they're 3-7, but they have a chance in this NFC East. They have an interesting opportunity in this crazy, terrible NFC East. But they're relevant again. They're starting to gain momentum. They've won back-to-back games. Joe Judge getting a lot of praise. Daniel Jones starting to play better. Offensive line starting to play better. Again, the New York Giants, right? Big market NFL team, one of the most relevant teams in football. When they're good, they are one of the most up there with the Cowboys and all those other teams. When they're good, people pay attention. They're one of those organizations. So isn't it interesting? The Giants are playing better and starting to gain a little bit more recognition. They're starting to become a little bit more relevant. And then this happens. You don't think the media is trying to capitalize on a resurgent Giants team? And when I say resurgent, I mean they are a team that a lot of people are now interested in. So of course, a story like this would fit the narrative of the mainstream media. Of course. People are interested in the Giants again. Maybe not to the fullest degree of what they used to be, but it's trending up. A New York team, New York market. When the Giants are relevant, are you surprised that they would throw a story with so much drama, trying to capitalize on the attention that this story could possibly get and create drama where maybe there really wasn't any? Maybe it was just, Marc Colombo, you said some things, you're fired, and we're moving on. All I'm saying is understand how the media works and what they do, okay? Journalism is virtually dead. Sure, there are reporters, beat reporters here and there that do a nice job, and they report the news, okay? They report the news. But then there are people, potentially, I'm not going to say that Mike Silver is lying, because again, we don't know. We weren't in the building. But what I will say is, what we see from the media very often, in many cases, they like to exaggerate. They like interesting storylines, because again, it's really not about journalism for many of them. It's about creating the best headline to get the most clicks and the most traffic and staying relevant. Okay, it's a business, they're trying to make money. So just understand how they work here in this situation where the Giants are finally becoming relevant again, right? people are interested in the Giants, and then they throw a story like this when people are watching the Giants and paying attention to them, and now there's drama. I'm just saying, pay attention to what just happened, because this is how the media works. They play games, and I'm just trying to give you tips on how they play these games, because they're not stupid, and they do this stuff on purpose. Again, I'm not going to say it's completely a lie, but I am just warning you.